For most of human history, there was no wedding ring, no marriage license, no vows said in front of witnesses. Just two people deciding to stay together, or not. So did they actually stay? Across 300,000 years of being human, was loyalty to one partner ever really the norm? Or is that just a story we like telling ourselves? By the end of this video, you'll know what fossils, genetics, and hundreds of real human societies actually say about whether we were built to pair up for life. And the honest answer is messier and more interesting than a simple yes or no. For decades, two camps have fought over this question. One side says humans evolved to fall in love and bond for life, like swans. The other says monogamy is a recent invention, a cultural leash placed on a species that evolved to spread its genes as widely as possible. Both sides claim science backs them up. Here's the case for being built to pair up. In biology, you can often guess how a species mates just by looking at its body. In species where one male fights off rivals to control many females, like gorillas, males evolved to be enormous compared to females. Humans aren't built like that. Men are only around 15% heavier than women, on average. Nowhere near gorilla-level difference. Human testes are also small relative to body size, compared to highly promiscuous primates like chimpanzees, where competition between multiple males' sperm favors bigger output. There's another clue. Unlike most primates, human ovulation is hidden. A female chimpanzee visibly advertises fertility. A human doesn't. Some researchers think concealed ovulation evolved to encourage a male to stick around all month, not just during an obvious fertile window. Biologically, we resemble pair-bonded species far more than promiscuous ones. That sounds like a clean answer. It isn't. Because when anthropologists studied how real human societies actually organize marriage, the picture gets complicated fast. One of the largest cross-cultural surveys ever done, the Ethnographic Atlas, examined marriage systems in over 1,200 societies worldwide. Only around 186 of them, roughly 15%, were strictly monogamous by law. Nearly 600 regularly allowed a man to take multiple wives, and hundreds more allowed it occasionally. By that count, legally enforced lifelong monogamy is the minority position in the human record, not the majority. And yet, look closer at actual behavior, not just the law, and something interesting shows up. Among the Jew Huansi hunter-gatherers of the Kalahari, one classic survey found that even though polygamy was allowed, 93% of married men were living with just one wife at a time. Here's the detail almost nobody mentions. Even in societies that legally permit polygamy, most individual relationships are still monogamous. Because taking a second wife takes wealth and status most men never have. Even ancient Rome and Greece, held up as pillars of Western monogamy, only enforced it in the marriage contract itself. A Roman or Greek husband could take concubines with far fewer consequences than his wife ever could. Researchers have a name for the pattern this usually produces: serial monogamy. Not one partner for life, and not many partners at once. One partner at a time. So which is natural? The biology or the numbers? Both, just at different moments in time. A genetic study of Y chromosome diversity worldwide found a pattern consistent with widespread polygyny across most of human history, followed by a documented shift toward monogamy roughly 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, right around when humans started farming, owning land, and inheriting it through fathers. Suddenly, knowing exactly which children were biologically yours mattered economically, not just emotionally. Some researchers go further, arguing monogamy spread because it benefited entire societies. Fewer unmarried, statusless young men competing violently for partners meant more stability, letting those societies outcompete polygynous neighbors. That part is a leading theory, not a proven fact. So, were ancient humans loyal to one partner? The honest answer: our bodies are built for pair bonding, but our history is full of both loyalty and its opposite. Long-term partnership was always part of us. Strict, lifelong, one and only exclusivity was never guaranteed. It was built culture by culture, often for reasons that had very little to do with romance. Here's a question worth sitting with. If part of the pressure to stay with one person for life came from farming and inheritance instead of pure biology. Does that make modern love any less real? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you like digging into what science actually says about being human, subscribe.